Alright. Just responded in the Steam group.
You what?
Just responded in the Steam group. Oh, you're putting the actual things on here. UTB. Oh. Just starting whenever. Yep. Okay. Should I be the lead?
Yes.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Thomas Tuchel Fantasy Football League pre-draft show. I'm joined by the Commissioner, Jack Shepherd. We're going to go through what we kind of expect from this draft, maybe a little bit of discussion about last season, and just generally some things about the TTFFL, which are probably going to be new to a few people. So, first things first, Jack, we're just going to talk. We've got 12 teams again.
Yeah.
But for those of you can see on the, you can't quite see it on there, sorry, but for those of you familiar with the teams, there's going to be two new teams. So first of all, these two new guys, what we're expecting, and secondly, what happened to the old two. We'll start off with the worst thing. So obviously Draytones, and if it's on the clock, no longer part of the TTFFL. That was a league decision. Why did we come up with this sort of answer?
Inactive players, really. Just got to get rid of the dead weight, I suppose.
I mean, for Draytons especially, it would have been the third season without attending the draft,
which is just he never attended.
Yeah, he wouldn't have ever attended the draft, and it's all fair enough if you do that. If you can't make a draft, that's acceptable. But the lack of setting pre-draft rankings and just the lack of activity last season as well. It seemed to me a little bit like the first season when he was doing quite well and he was active. This season kind of gave up a little bit, which I don't think is the right attitude to have, because you can still make it up in this league. If you go 0 for 3 like we saw the El Toro Grandes do the first season, he then went 13 for 3 and 10 for 3 and made the playoffs. Second team, if it's on the clock, I think it's very much the same. Inactivity. It looked like he pressed the optimise button a few times during last season, but personally, I think myself and Jack and the other league members decided it's probably best to stick with the 12 teams and focus on these new guys. Luke Timon comes in.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's become a big NFL fan, living in London recently. He's moved back up. What do we think we can expect of him?
A lot of Raiders players being taken, probably.
I can imagine Marshawn Lynch going round 1 again. We just did a mock draft and we took him, I think, round 12 or something like that. Hopefully he doesn't go first, but you can never predict it. And Alex Springer, a guy I worked with this year, I think he knows a lot about the NFL. I think he'll definitely be one to watch in the season. I think he'll definitely change his team around. He watches the highlights of most of the games and gets stuff watched on the early kickoffs. He watches every week, so certainly a guy who he's expressed an interest to watch Red Zone with us as well if that happens. So certainly a guy I think we can watch out for, hopefully to be good. We'll run through the teams then a little bit. We'll go through it a little bit. Just one thing while Jack's rearranging himself.
So you can see.
One thing just to mention, I don't know if you can quite see it, but you might be able to just see the asterisk there, just next to the T-side twat's name. You're out of the thing there. So just the T-side twats there, the asterisk, that's based on last season's activity, trying to release all of his players when he got knocked out of the playoffs. Yeah, we understand and appreciate why he's done that to try and get a more competitive league. What a stupid thing to do. A very bitter loser. Complained about not making the playoffs, got involved in a stupid trade which he should have been involved in first of all, which almost got the El Toro Grande as a punishment, and then decided to get involved in releasing his players. I think James will appreciate us saying that it was pathetic behaviour for a league that takes itself very seriously. Yes, it's fantasy, it is fun, but let's not spoil it for the players that have actually tried through the season. At the end of the day, he stuck by his QB, Eli Manning, for probably about 8 weeks too long. Thought the Bucs were going to do well. The Bucs we knew were terrible after the first 2 weeks. He stuck with those players, and then in the end tries to engineer a trade where he's getting rid of his backup quarterback for Tom Brady, then releases all of his players. Deservedly getting the 12th pick, but he will get the 13th pick as well, so it's not a harsh punishment for him. So he could get string together 2 good picks. We saw in our mock draft Odell Beckham and Kareem Hunt being those 2 players. So that could be something where he might be able to pick people up.
So that's the twats.
Yeah, the twats. I think he'll be disappointed, but I think he's not stupid. He'll be able to work out a way of doing it. We'll move up then because we've talked about the twats. I think we'll run back down the order that way. So we've all from the top. El Toro Grandes, bad season last year, kind of gave up a little bit. Was active still. Always looked at his team on the Sunday. Won't be working this year, so hopefully he'll be able to get more games watched. I'm predicting for him, he'll go with a Todd Gurley type player, probably Todd Gurley first off, if not Le'Veon Bell. After that, the second pick in the draft on this, we're going TB12 Prodigy. I think he's fell in lucky. This guy should have been in the playoffs last season. Kind of bottled it a little bit towards the end. He got the sacco. He came last in the overall thing. But had a better record. You can see by his record that he was not too bad. I think will probably pick up Alvin Kamara in this position, if not Le'Veon Bell. I think it's a difficult position to call.
He basically picks whoever Glove doesn't pick.
Yeah, I think there's 3-4 running backs which should go the first 4 picks, and I think that's going to be Gurley, Kamara, Elliott and Bell, and I think they're going to go. So the Flaming Wheels, he had Elliott last season when Elliott was suspended, still got a lot of points. I think he's expressed interest to me that he will pick him again. And Broncos for the win. I think he had Le'Veon Bell last season, and I think Bell could fall to 4. I don't know if you think that, Jack.
No, not in our league.
I think he could. I think in our league he could do, because I think TB12 will go Kamara. I think Toro Grandes will go for.
If Glove doesn't go for Kamara, and then
I think Glove will go Gurley. I think it'll go Gurley, Kamara, Elliott, Bell. I think in other leagues you would pick Bell first, but I think there's the contract disputes, there's all that going on. He should go 2 at least, but I think
Bell, should go.
You got to realise these guys here, and I think people have their favourite players and stuff. Sheffield Salamanders at 5, they'll pick the best player on the board. Antonio Brown will go off the board at number 5. In my opinion, I don't know if he follows the league as strongly as other people do. He will pick a good player. He did very well last season. He did keep on top of his team. A very good pickup of Larry Fitz, who did got a lot of points last year, but without Carson Palmer this year, will they do the same? Sam Top Ashbottom did a very good job of getting to the playoffs. Did really well. At this point, we don't know who's going to be on the board there. You could be talking somewhere like DeAndre Hopkins. Could he take a punt on someone like Saquon Barkley? Shouldn't have any QBs going at this point, but that 6th pick, you're looking at someone like maybe Melvin Gordon going off there as well. Kings coming in at 7. That's my team. First time I won it last season, so it's going to be an interesting one coming back, seeing if I can actually do it. Probably one of my best records actually. Second year winning it with I think I had a 500 record going into the playoffs, if not slightly worse. But this time I think certainly going to be going for a running back in this round. The mock drafts we've seen, there's going to be plenty of running back choice there. Then we've got your team, Jack with the Peters. What sort of team are you going to be looking for? A receiver or a running back at 8?
We'll see who falls. That could be a good receiver falls that far. If a Brown falls that far, he's definitely getting took.
I think that's it. I think after your top 4 running backs, you're gonna have to go for. And I think Antonio Brown's go 5. That's why I think the Salamanders will do it. Unless Brown goes in the top 4, in which case, like I said, it'll be Bell, Kamara, Elliott, or.
Someone's bound to fall that far.
And sorry, I forgot about David Johnson as well. David Johnson will be going at 7 if he doesn't go before that. But it's looking well. You got Gurley, Bell, Kamara, Elliott, Brown, David Johnson. That's your first 6 picks, arguably I would say. Then me and you have the pick of everybody else. Then you got Dino the Flying Baileys, champions last time. He'll do his homework, he'll pick the best guy at the position. Last year he said you have to take a running back first, and he took Antonio Brown. He won the whole thing. Then, like I said, it's going to be Marshawn Lynch off the board with Tyman.
He will not be. It'll be someone better than that.
Hopefully.
Marshawn Lynch will go Tyman.
I don't know what Alex will do. He's a Ravens fan, but I don't think he'll take any Ravens players in that position.
Not if he knows the league.
And then the T-side Twats will probably take Eli Manning or somebody useless and not to trust because he
Mike
can't
Evans.
do that. Mike Evans will go in the first round again. No, I think he'll think sensibly this time. I think hopefully he won't put all his bets on one team. I did it last year with the Chiefs. It worked well for the first half of the season, then it fell off a little bit when they were doing badly. He did it with the Bucks. It's going to be an interesting season, that's for sure. 3 divisions again, rather than what was looking like to be the 2 divisions. So the division winners and the runners-up will all be making the playoffs. Exciting times. The draft is on August the 11th. Anything you want to add, Jack?
Turn up.
Turn up. If you can't be there, make sure you're drafting. Watch the live stream.
We'll be right here.
We'll be right here, and we've got 2 minutes per pick, so a little bit of a discussion for each one. It might last us a little bit longer, but that is what the draft is for. Good luck with the season for everyone involved, and if you are following it for some reason and you aren't in it, then fair enough. Hopefully you enjoy it. Adios.